We're
So,
gonna have to start from the top.
Recording.
Yeah.
Are we recording now? Is that a thing that's happening?
there we go. Every time it's like a journey to figure out how to do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Wait, I gotta take a phone call.
Last time,
My dad's calling.
Alex, can you give us the clap, please?
No, we don't need it. Please don't give us the clap. We literally do not need it. It's
We
not
do
necessary.
a little bit.
All right. He knows his brother too well. He was trying to do it. All right, so last time we played, you guys had successfully destroyed Brightopolis and taken it over. You had defeated champion known as Garland Brighthand.
It was in
by
self-defense.
causing him to. You gave him like an existential crisis, and he basically blew up his own city rather than give it up. You then went through the city to find the survivors. Everybody seemed, though a lot of people were lost, the major players weren't, and that's who you guys really care about. You don't really give a shit about your forces and the gnolls and zombies. Who gives a fuck? So you have the people that you cared about. They were alive. The only one who seemed very wounded was Corlox the Betrayer, who was caught in the huge magical explosion that took place after that, whatever that giant being was, blasted off into outer space land.
Team Rocket.
After the giant being team rocketed into space. Corlox, trapped in, protected by this huge mound of ice that he created to protect himself from the blast, but the blast still hit him quite a bit, and he laid under the old power plant that was destroyed on top of him. Esther, along with Vondas, strangely, decided to go into the magical kind of wasteland that was left by this huge thing.
BFFs.
Go and find Corlox, the Betrayer. You ate through the ice and found him laying pretty hurt and scarred from the explosion and under just tons of metal. After a brief and perhaps heartfelt conversation, Esther used his newfound power, a power that was awoken in himself, via that strange book that he found in the Temple of the Eternal Guardians.
The Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Right. You used your power to become a great and powerful dragon. You tore the debris off of...
Trogdor!
What?
Trogdor.
You
The Burninator?
shit out of it. Absolutely, you Trogdored the shit out of it. Oh my god, I need to make that monster. Well, if that's copyrighted.
The Burninator.
Maybe I'll write them and ask their permission to use their monster. Anyway,
Please
so
make Trogdor.
you ripped off all of the debris and released Corlox, the Betrayer, and carried him through the magical waste until you found this huge vortex in the center where whatever this great power was blasted out of and was being kept for hundreds of years. There was a ring that Garland Brighthand always wore, and it was rattling around down there, the only magical item that wasn't devastated. It wasn't immediately destroyed by this arcane energy. You, in your dragon form, leaving Corlox on the side and Vondas, soar straight into this horrible cyclone, just taking the beating of the magic around you, not giving a fuck, because you're huge. And you found this small ring and grasped it and carried it out, essentially earning it in your own way. And after taking the ring from this horrible vortex, you picked up Corlox and traveled with him back to the rest of your team. And there you all decided to plan and plot and scheme and
Love.
well as make terrible announcements to the city about how you dominated them and about how their god was dead, which was nice and good.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it. And so after viciously spanking this city into submission and now controlling it and occupying it, I sort of leave you guys to your own devices. Erangol lays still as the final target for you. There was another city up north, but its champion is dead, so Not really sure.
So if anybody wants to have a character-centric arc, now is the time before we go into the
Essentially,
end
if
of the
anybody
game.
yes, this is, if you wanted to derail the campaign, this is the time to derail the campaign.
Dinosaurs!
No.
If you don't want to, and your character feels nope, then
No.
don't. However, I do think you guys should plot and prepare, because it's not going to be good.
Okay. Do I have a?
So
I have notes somewhere.
we left at Esther standing at his balcony looking over Brightopolis, which you brought. Did you bring your castle closer, or did you keep it by the mountain range?
I brought it closer.
Okay.
I think we discussed
You want it in
piggybacking
the
and
city, or like blast it up through the city, or do you just want it outside?
no, just outside, because at this point we can like not protect, but maintain what's existing to take over.
Sure. So you stand looking over your new territory, and what do you do? What is Esther's next plan? You have what?
Could you turn it up a little bit?
This?
No. Like
Turn the TV up.
Yeah.
So you have this newfound ring. You have it in your inventory, correct? I sent it to you.
Yes. I think I'm wearing it already. Yes.
Yeah. Just make sure you give that a read and see what it does,
I want to swallow it.
because it's the worst. Okay.
It's pretty good.
It's actually a good way to protect it if you can get it to stay in there.
Sew it into your skin.
It's my spine.
Graft it to your spine. I did it. It worked out great.
As you see giant, horrible ghosts flying through the sky,
Worked out fine.
and hear
It worked out
or
great.
hear thousands of whispers of voices that shall never be known. What? So,
Ooh.
is there anything, Esther, that you have on your agenda to do? As you just sort of went through a whole bunch of stuff. Or do you want me to skip to something else?
Yes, but this can wait.
Okay, you want me to skip to somebody else?
Yes, if somebody else has something to do. If not, then
Okay.
I'll do it. But I just got 2 hours to myself, so I'm willing to be,
No problem.
yeah.
So, Mavakos. Where is Mavakos now?
Oh, let's see here. We all left off at the castle, right, which had been
Yes.
ported to us. I think he would be calling. It wasn't Winan that he spoke to. The blacksmith that he had commissioned the armor for his dog. With?
Yes.
Whoa.
It was with an R. Oh dear, all of my notes have been moved.
Oh, geez. Oh, God. Oh,
Heck
geez.
yeah.
That's USA. Yeah.
No.
I don't think we actually ever found it.
Yeah, I don't think we ever actually found the. Yeah. So, let's say his name is Ron, because I just don't know where. For Brune, I will have a dedicated notebook.
fine.
When we were evil, I've gone through like 6 fucking notebooks that just seem to vanish before my eyes.
I took them.
Give them back.
Give them back. I need them. Actually,
Oh
I
my-
don't.
Alex, a quick aside. Remember our coworker at the hospital? I still have his comics notebook.
Well, you stole from him.
He gave it to me and then he dipped.
He gave it to you and then dipped. That sounds like you punched him in the face, took it, and left.
I feel kind of bad, but he never got back to in touch with me. So
Well,
I
he's
guess
on
he's like,
Facebook, you'll contact him.
no, I messaged him about it and he never got back to me.
Right.
This was like 2 years ago, so I don't know. I gotta look for it again.
So you lost it.
So, he was in Valnar making armor for your dog.
Yes.
Roddy. Roddy was his name. I remember. That Roddy. So, you want to travel back to Valnar?
Yeah, I want to get that sorted out.
All right. We'll do the teleporting. You teleport from the keep. to Valnar. I'm losing track of where all these teleports are connected, but at this
It's
point,
fine. We got a
There's
network.
a chance there's a network at least.
yeah, it's just easier. So, Vip Van Boom, you are there, and you are at his establishment. Valnar, point of order, as you walk through the city, you can see that there is a lot of military mobilizing and in the city and kind of driving around, and you can see that the military barracks are the military base is very alive with activity.
Okay, we'll go visit Arthur after this then. I go to the shop, I'm assuming.
Okay, so you go to his shop, and Roddy is kind of a hefty human man, is hammering away at something, and turns to look at you. Ah, you're here for the the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem. I got it done. So here's what it looks like, and he brings out this horrible looking, like the most evil giant dog armor you could imagine. It's just
Okay.
like, it's like scale kind of metal and like big metal sort of. It's awful. It's the worst, and just covered in spikes jutting out. So if anything were to swing an attack,
Oh, there he goes.
That's Jeff's stomach.
There he
the
goes.
boof.
I
The
The
remember-
boof.
boof. The boof.
I think
When
people
can I
would
help?
rather watch the
Hang on.
Jeff, when will I be able to hug your dog?
Talia,
When will I be able to hug your dog?
We'll have it
July
done.
11th.
July 11th, you'll be able to hug my dog.
He is a fat boy.
Who? Goofer? Or the dog that we may get?
The dog you're getting.
I'm so excited. All right, so
I made art about him
did
already.
you just demand to hold my hand because of that? All right. So Mav had to leave real quick to go and handle the dog.
Oh, you're getting that
Okay,
for the
well-
doggy? What is he, a chocolate lab?
Yeah, look in the chat. We sent a bunch of pictures.
I made my own
Jeff
pictures.
edited pictures.
We applied for him, so and we got an answer.
Oh my god, what a little biscuit.
Look at his little toes. He has like little white toes.
Look at his piglet belly.
What are you gonna name him?
I
Don't know.
I don't know.
Right now his name is Angus.
Fat fuck.
I would keep it. I kept Jules' name.
Angie.
Because Jules probably like the worst name for a dog, but I'm like, I can't change your name. Angus is good because he's a little ham. He's a little piece of beef.
Okay, sorry about that. I
Okay.
put on TV, so hopefully he'll not hear stuff outside.
He'll watch TV for the time being.
Pretty much. Cool. Radical. I take the armor, and I'm like, all right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate this.
Okay. If you need anything else, let me know.
All right, cool. I toss it over my shoulder and start to head towards the city hall, I guess. I would assume we would know where Arthur is because we've been there before, right? I don't know if it's
Yeah,
city
he's
hall
at,
or like
he's at,
that.
like the city, like where the mayor would be,
Yeah. All right, so I head that way.
the Capitol building, whatever.
Mhm.
So you are definitely allowed in because you are Mav. You can have basically direct access to him. He has, as you walk up, you do see Karen sitting there at the desk. The dead, hateful eyes of Karen.
Of
She's
course.
definitely in her disguise, but those devil eyes you recognize. And she looks up to you. He's in a meeting.
I can wait.
And she points towards a chair.
Mav sits. It squeaks a little bit, and he just kind of puts the armor on his lap and hangs out.
You sit there with this big, horrible apparatus of sharp, dark metal as you sit there, and you look to your right, and there is like a very looks like an important businessman sitting next to you, and he was looking at you and like looks to the side because you got this big, ridiculous fucking thing in your lap. And you can hear from inside the office a muffled scream.
Ah, okay. It's one of those kinds of meetings.
What?
It's one of those kinds of meetings. It's fine.
The businessman looks like, and then no sooner do you hear the scream that it stops, and out of the room comes what looks like a high-ranking, like military like officer, who walks out, straightens like his uniform's tie, looks to you, nods, and then keeps walking. Like he knows who you are.
Yeah.
And now you know that there is something inside of what used to be this man walking that way. So you are then allowed in to his office.
Right.
And there you find in disguise Arthur disguised as who once was the Underdogs.
Hello, Arthur.
Hello. Welcome. He began with his fake voice. He waves his hand and the door shuts behind you. What can I do for you, Mavacos?
I saw that this place is crawling like an anthill. I wanted to see what was going on.
Yes.
What are ants?
The final pieces are finally in place. I've taken over the last of those in charge and many of those underneath them. The rest should fall in line. I believe that Brightopolis has fallen.
It has.
Excellent. Then, the only remaining cities are Yorkport and Erringall. Yorkport is simple enough. We send enough soldiers there, and they will do as I ask. Erringall will be quite a challenge. That is where the king resides. I assume that is where you are all headed next.
It is. I am surprised to hear that you're more worried, or not more worried, but that you're also concerned about Yorkport. Why not skip it entirely and go straight for the capital and then deal with the stragglers afterwards?
Because they will then attack us from behind. They have their own army in Yorkport, and though their champion is dead, they still could pose quite a challenge. Not to mention that they have quite a fleet of ships. They could, theoretically, be powerful enough to ride along the coast where the Maul is weakest, make their way to the coast closest to Erringall, and approach by land. I would like to stop them from doing so by sending my men there, or at least a third of my force. I would send the other 2/3 towards Erringall to back you up and try and topple them. You will need the help. Erringall has the largest military of any of the cities.
I'm sure we will, and we will appreciate that help. How long do you think it'll take for your men to overthrow Yorkport once they're in place?
Well, it is not going to be a full-on attack. I am attempting a ruse. I want to... First, I have already sent a Wetworks team there to attempt to hack their communications and disable them, so that they only get communications from me. That way, when my soldiers arrive, they will believe that they are awaiting imminent attack, which they would believe as Brightopolis has fallen. So they would hold their forces there. Essentially, I'm trying to trick them into letting you attack Erringall. As soon as the attack begins, it would take them far too long to get there. It would take them days to reach Erringall. By then, I assume the attack would be done.
I see.
You all seem to make quick work of these places. I'm surprised you took Brightopolis. In the past, it has survived sieges that have gone on for months due to that force field, but you all are quite capable.
Huh? We got a good team on our end. When would you be prepared to move on both of these fronts?
Well, I've already established a group that is ready to move out to Yorkport at a moment's notice. The man I just spoke to is a high-ranking officer and should be able to formulate everybody else, probably within, I would say, most likely a day or two. They are a well-oiled machine. They are military. They are prepared for this, and they train for this. So they're ready to move when I say jump. But we want to make sure we have everything in peak condition. That means air superiority, helicopters, and the like, which we have plenty.
Okay. I have one more concern that I would appreciate your counsel on, and that's the matter of Draxia. I don't like the position that we're in with her, and you've most likely been around for millennia longer than I've been. I don't trust that she's not going to nuke this whole country once this is done. All of us included.
He stands up and walks to the door and puts his hand on it, his middle finger kind of hitting the seam of the door. And you can see him slide his finger down it as you see a red light shoot up and across it. And this same red light hits every, kind of almost like a grid, goes across every surface that could be a crack, that could be a seam, anything that could lead to the outside. He essentially just locked this entire room down magically in like a second. And as he does that, he pulls his hand away, and as the form of the underboss turns around, it turns into Arthur, this massive, you assume it's a pit fiend, a strange-looking pit fiend, but supposedly a pit fiend. As he stands and looks to you, his tail kind of whipping back and forth and stretching his wings. And he walks up to you. Mavakos, what do you know of demons?
Only what's been taught, which I know can be pushed one way or another, regardless of the truth.
Most likely everything you were taught is completely true. Demons are terrifying. They are brutal and animalistic at heart. Now that does not mean that they cannot be conniving and clever and smarter than many fiends and devils I've met. Arch or otherwise. Demons are chaotic by nature. Now, that's the opposite of what we work for, or what I work towards. But Mavakos, I am going to tell you something. Though I am incredibly nervous of your close relationship with Draxia, I believe I can trust you with this information, as you are the only one who is from home. I am half Pit Fiend and half Baelor. A Baelor is a demon, a powerful one. I understand your concerns because I have them as well. I understand the nature of demons because I have it within me. Now, I look at myself and see someone who cares of order and reason, but has the potential for great violence. But I look at my kin, and I understand. I understand them. Draxia is dangerous, and I am sure she would not bat an eye at ripping you limb from limb and eating whatever soul resides inside you. And would she tear this land apart? Maybe. Maybe. I will do everything in my power to make sure that my haven stays there, as it is. But I say this to you, as both a devil and a demon. As soon as this business is done, you should leave. I do not say that for care of your soul or well-being, no offense. It's the fact that you are quite a talented agent. You have potential. And I would like if you were to continue to work with me.
When you say leave, where would that be? I can't go back to hell. And all I know topside is this. I haven't even seen a fucking map. I've just been following these galooks around, and they've been saying, oh, this city's here. This city's there. This is a TV. This is a cell phone. Like,
Mavakos, you are in one country of a very, very, very large landmass.
is that like a city? Like this? Is it like a country?
No. No. Mavakos, you are on a planet. It is called the Kronos. And there is an entire...
Mav has a history lesson.
He pulls down a map. This like you're here, and there's all this that you can go to. I understand there is more than just Mercelia here for you to explore and for you to cause havoc and for you to take control of. This.
Oh, thanks.
This is the entire Pangea. You are simply here in Mercelia. There is all this other shit that you can go and explore. I mean, you have the Wild Wastes. You have Sigwin right next door. Now, will Draxia take over this country by way of the Terrible Three? Yes, I believe so. You so far have been this unstoppable, horrific force. But understand, to maintain control of it and then spread further will take some doing. And I don't know if the Terrible Three will have the ability or even the attention span to bring fire, death, and ruin to the entire Chronos or the entire Pangea. And believe me, more dangerous if tried.
So I guess that leads me to my next question, which is relevant for a couple of reasons. Useful for a couple of reasons. Mav wouldn't know what the word relevant is. How do I know that she's not like this blonde fuck who's just sitting in my brain? Like, she is obviously this extraplanar being. What's not to stop her from being like, I've got a waypoint on you everywhere I go?
Draxia?
Yes.
In my opinion, which I trust, you can't. She's a goddess. At the end of the day, a demon, but a demon so powerful that she has reached a form of godhood, much like Lucifer himself. She is one of the high ranking of hell. Can she find you if she wishes? Yes, probably. But you've seen how she works. She doesn't just want to bring you somewhere and kill you. She's in it for fun. She will send people after you. Probably forever, maybe only for a day before she gets bored. As I said, demons, they are chaotic. They have short attention spans. I don't think Draxia is something that you should worry terribly about if you decide to leave. I think you should worry about your companions. Astrid went to hell to search for one who simply denied her brainwashing. Went to hell. Now, granted, it worked out very well for all of you.
And you.
But that kind of
Listen.
ambition, though I respect it, that kind of tenacity, though I absolutely respect it,
And benefit from
is
it.
something you need to understand, take into consideration.
Mav kind of
Being a big baby.
sits with this for a moment, and then he kind of looks at Arthur and he says, I've got one last question for you, and then I'll let you go do whatever the fuck you're going to do to the suit out there.
He is lunch.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Would you have anyone topside or know of anyone around here who would have any knowledge about mind control and things around that? We've continually run into this issue with a champion who, despite most of our best efforts, continues to worm her way into our brains and knows where we are and knows what we're doing.
Really?
Unfortunately.
I may know something, but it will be painful. And it only works once. It is essentially a specific trap for a specific kind of enemy, not really a precaution you put there in general. If you want someone to stop being able to see inside your mind, there are ways to do that. And you see him wave his hand over its own head, and you see all of these runes begin to glow that are adorn his horns, that are carved into his forehead that you didn't see originally. They're essentially like he has these crazy protections around his eyes and around his head, all around his tiny little his little blue glasses, of course. He has these fucking like runes, and he goes, "These can protect you, but if you want to stop someone like that, then there is a specific one that can be put in place that can trap them."
Point me in that direction.
Very well. Have a seat.
Morgan Freeman walks into the room.
No. Arthur kind of kneels down to you because he's huge.
Yeah.
Now, do you want protections or a trap?
I'm gonna say trap.
You do not disappoint, Mavacos. Here's how it will work. If someone invades your mind with some sort of magic or other, this will give you the ability to grasp them in your head and pull them from wherever they hide, whatever protections they have, whoever they may be. They must appear before you to get their mind back. And they will. It will be almost like instinct. You simply have to spring the trap when it's most beneficial. So if you're laying in bed and they jump in your head and you spring the trap, probably not the best idea, because they'll appear there and then stab you to death or something. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. Now, this magic is hard to do, but I can do it. I did it to myself, and I've done it to others for a hefty price. And I am willing to do it for you for a price.
So I would need you to be involved in this then.
I am the one who created this spell.
Let me go speak with one of my teammates, and we will likely return to do this for you, or with you.
Be wise as you do so. Mentioning traps of the mind may make some of your companions uneasy.
No. Thank you, Arthur.
Very well. When you make a decision, come back to me, and remember, Mavacos, we'll have to make a deal beforehand.
Okay.
He sort of smiles slyly, like it's a strange smile, like both mischievous but also kind of proud of you in his own weird way.
It's like you like lasagna, but you didn't order it at the diner.
It's like you like lasagna, but then the lasagna becomes spiders.
Oh.
Everybody likes spiders.
And everybody loves lasagna spiders. So you head back to your group.
I head back to the castle, literally toss the armor like onto my dog. Like I don't strap it onto him because I figure the goblins will do that at some point.
You throw it onto him, he shakes it off and starts biting it and shaking it around, and some of the goblins start grabbing it and he's shaking them around like all the
That's fine.
It'll
be okay. It's fine. Esther has complete control of the keep, right? Like he
Yes.
knows what's happening and what's going on.
Yeah, he can literally move the bricks with his mind. Yeah, it's his.
So if I like knock on a random wall, will that get his attention? Like Esther, does that feel like I'm just scritching in your brain? Like
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably deliberately, like just walking, no. But if you were like, I think it has to do with intention.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Maybe I would say if you're trying to get his attention by like knocking on it, like slamming hard on it.
That's the point. I have no idea where he is. I'm trying to get his attention.
Yeah, if you were trying to summon the master of the keep, I think that makes sense. Like he'll hear it like, and he knows someone's there.
All right.
You know that it's coming exactly from the front door.
Where am I? Am I on the balcony?
Yeah.
I want to just swan dive.
The floor falls open beneath you as the bricks shift and move, being able to make a way for you until you and land directly in the foyer. right in front of the front door that Mavicos is found.
You're creepy as fuck. You know that, right?
What's up?
And I don't trust
The
you
raven on his shoulder. Oh,
as
Lord.
far as I can throw you. But I need your help.
I mean, why are you presenting this like we haven't just toppled cities together?
You just turned into something that I literally cannot fathom with my brain. You can't expect me to not be freaked out by that. I might be a devil, but that doesn't get rid of the fact that I'm a living, breathing thing that has not seen whatever the fuck you are before.
Oh.
You are also 40% xenoplasm at this moment, and I do not deal judgment towards you.
Is he
We're not going to see eye to eye on this. Shut the fuck up.
Who are you even talking to? Shut up, I'm talking to the raven.
We're just sitting here, just smacking ourselves in the head. I have a way that we can get rid of whatever the blonde bitch's name is.
What just happened was Leela going to Bender and being like, I don't like you and you don't like me. And me being like, I like you. Oh, wait, so the doctor
The clipboard
champion
lady.
thing.
Yes.
What do you have in mind?
When we have a good moment where we feel prepared, you and I need to go visit Arthur, and I need you to be able to use your plain boxy hooty-tooty bullshit to trap her.
All right, let's do it.
Can I sleep first? I've got like, he like looks at his wrist, there's nothing there. 127 health points out of 139. Let me take like a nap or something so I can so I can heal up.
Okay. Do we want to get the others involved with this?
I don't think it's necessary. As long as you trap her, we can deal with her after the fact. Because you can literally just yeet her into a different plane of existence where she can't get out, correct?
Yes, but that's, I mean, if we want to do it right, we should make sure the job is done. I have an idea for that. But, yeah, I mean, trapping them in these boxes is always risky because we don't know what they're equipped with. Most likely they can use some sort of teleportation or remove themselves from it. But if we want to just kill her, we have to do it quickly. And we can do it. But I just want to make sure I know what you're trying to suggest us to do before we do it. Because I don't want us to go in there with you thinking we're going to trap them and then just obliterate them. Or vice versa.
What happens when you get rid of a soul box? Like mechanically. If you were to dismiss the soul box with something in it, what happens?
I never thought about that. I kind of just keep a ongoing stock of them. I don't get rid of them.
Well, what if you were to?
You want to test it out?
Yeah.
Let's go find a rabbit or something.
Which one would you like to undo? The one that's full of fetid swamp water and rotted bits?
The OG one.
The two people that are trapped in the thing that... No, you dumped them in the river. You dumped them in the river.
Oh, yeah, no, they're long dead. Those guys have been dead for like 2 years.
Yeah,
those guards have been dead for 2 years out of game.
Yes. They were in the river. Remember, Alex, you put makeup on their face to try to make them look like a real person, and then you all abandoned the plan and instead just dumped them in the river.
We were being tracked by guards across the river, and then we dumped the bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Good times.
But I'm sure there's more things, garbage and trash that you've been collecting.
I have an idea. So I have like some sort of telekinetic bond to the spirits of the Dustkeep, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, I want to call one of the servants up to me. Open a soul box, go and serve it. And do I want to be very aware of his existence.
Yeah.
I want to close the box. And I want to void that box out of existence.
He appears directly where he was.
Oh.
Is there anything else I can do for you? Do you want a snack?
A Diet Dr. Pepper, please, and a pretzel for this one.
Alrighty.
What if I want some raisins, man?
On a
Okay.
firm request because Diet Dr. Pepper does not exist in my world. No diet sodas exist in my world.
Diet Dr. Shizzy.
Just water it down.
Right away.
And you're gonna like it.
Okay, so he kind of rejected being deleted out of existence. I'm assuming a champion would do the same. Don't worry though. Are you okay with killing this person? I mean, I am. That's my eventual goal.
That's my goal as well. My only concern is with what we're doing, it's going to have to be some kind of instantaneous trap or instantaneous deal with it. Like literally dropping a nuke on her or the equivalent of doing that.
We can do that.
That could be fun.
Dropping
a what on?
Nuke.
If you think that
We can do that.
Alex and Astrid would be able to do this,
They might be
then yes.
more of a liability because they're another mind for her to potentially take.
That's what my concern is. Astrid, maybe not so much because she's got some weird fucked up shit going on that I can't even begin to fathom. But Alex, we know for a fact, has been taken once before, and I've had issues with her.
You know what? Let's try it. If anything, Arthur's there. It's also his problem. So let's rest and go visit Arthur.
Okay. So you guys have planned your plan. Headhunter, what are you doing after the fall of Redopolis?
I'm back at the tree.
Back at the tree.
I want to meet with the goblin generals.
You want to meet the goblin generals? Oh, you mean like slash, shoot, and sneak?
Mm-hmm. I don't have a pen.
And Murmur is the assassin one. Are there any other generals?
Well, that's what I was gonna address.
Okay, all right. You want to make some more. So they are all standing in various different forms of like attention. Slash has both of his swords up to his face, like some sort of strange salute. Shoot is picking her nose and staring at the sky. Sneak is picking his teeth with this large obsidian blade that he has. And Murmur is standing like at attention with his little hands behind his back. But the little hands behind his back keeps playing with a grenade and keeps pulling the pin out and putting it back in, pulling it out and putting it back in.
Jesus.
Nice. So goblins breed like rabbits, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
So how's our population look right now? I'll be asking them.
Slash raises his hand.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
How many goblin families do we have now?
Oh. And Shoot looks at him. So many. We have so many. We do have so many.
Excellent. Do we have any goblin engineers that develop your weapons and armor and all that good stuff?
Clang. Clang, very good. But Clang left.
Where is he?
He went to the mountain, Dwarf Mountain.
Oh, well, was there anyone who was working with him? How long is it? When is Clang going to be back? Isn't he learning how to make good stuff?
Yeah, he's learning how to do magic weapons. Yeah. But there were others.
Yeah, I want to see them.
Okay. So, I think best was his name Clank? No, that was Clink Clank. Oh. Wham-a-wham. Yeah, wham-a-wham. Wham-a-wham's good.
Wham Wham?
Wham-a-wham.
Okay.
Wham-a-wham good with making weapons, but also good at hitting. Wham-a-wham's good at whamming.
All right, so we'll have a meeting tonight with him there. But for the rest of you, I want you to start dividing the populations into their, like, what they're best at fighting with. Like, Sneak, you take all the assassins. Shoot, you take all the long-distance fighters, and then we'll get more melees. And we're going to start dividing everybody.
Oh. We use them. What they good at?
Mm-hmm.
And they look at it like that's the fucking smartest idea ever. They're all looking at each other and looking to you. And Shoot goes, I am good at shooting.
So you're gonna train all of our distance fighters.
Slash is good at slashing. I am good at slashing. I'm good at that.
You're gonna be our
Right.
melees.
Melees. Like wham-a-whams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then once we meet with Wham, he's gonna design all of our armor.
Yeah.
So we'll have another meeting tonight, and once you guys have all your numbers, you could report back to me so we can get a total count, and we'll start training for the next few days.
They all raise their hands.
Mhm.
They don't know who you... They all start speaking at once, and then they all stop.
All right, one at a time.
Sneak goes, what are numbers?
Don't worry about it. Just get all the ones that are good at sneaking with you, and I go down the line, and we're gonna start that training again because we're gonna have the biggest war of our lives. We're gonna invade
I also like
city. Yes.
Can we kill in this war?
This is gonna be your chance to kill as many things as you've ever killed before. Mm-hmm.
And I play with fire in this war.
Yes.
Sneak says I can't play with fire anymore.
Who's this? Shoot.
This is Slash.
Slash. Yeah, I'll design something special for you and your forces.
Sneak goes. Okay. Okay. We get everybody.
Mm-hmm. Get everyone together, and then goblins that you trust to train their own goblins, also bring them to the meeting tonight. What would be a good place to meet? That's big enough. I guess just on one of the ledges of the tree, the one that they would land aircraft on and stuff.
Yeah, you know what? The main the second floor or the first floor main courtyard is really, really big. It's where everybody met. It's big parts of the tree.
I'm not talking to the goblins, but we're good on air support, right? The demon guy said he has all the helicopters, and then we got the ghosts.
There are a lot of flying bugs that the goblins do have, but the way that you told them to split up is they will only split up in shooters, melee fighters, and stealth units. They haven't considered that at all. If you wanted to tell them to consider that, they can.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to need the bugs to transport a lot of people, but I guess we'll have our own little air force too.
Ranged. So, sneak and air. So they will separate by what you've said. They're going to separate in ground units, melee, ranged, stealth, and air.
Yep.
Have all those. Yep. Awesome. So that's how. Okay, cool. Then that's how they will, led by Slash, Shoot, Sneak.
Maybe we'll make an artillery unit too. I have a feeling there's going to be a bunch of goblins who would enjoy that.
Okay, so I was kind of hoping that you would. That's why he asked about fire.
Mm-hmm.
Boom booms.
Boom booms.
All of them look very excited at each other, and they all go, boom boom, and they kind of nod. Boom boom is a person.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That is a god.
In addition to these guys, I'll be meeting with Wham and Boom Boom.
You want to meet with Wham-a-Wham and Boom Boom. Jeff is loving it. Jeff,
I'm having a stroke.
Just wait until the next campaign where you get to talk like this to bugbears if you want.
Ooh.
Who are, as far as my knowledge goes, almost just as stupid as goblins.
Probably worse because they're bigger, so they're probably clever.
Bigger, so they don't even have to be clever.
And who is the hyena people? What are they called again?
The Knolls.
The Knolls. Are they back at this tree?
I think so.
Didn't we tell them to go back?
Sent everybody to gather at the tree. Yeah, they're probably down at the base of the tree, and
Mhm.
a lot of them are out hunting in the forest, and they have started to make their own little like war camps down there. They seem to get along great with the goblins. They're very like kindred spirits. They both love violence, war. There's been some eating of each other here and there, but nothing that will cause a great amount of hatred. And the two leaders of the two tribes seem to be forcibly getting along.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to them and tell them about the meeting tonight. Also,
Okay.
what was their two names again?
So I believe their names were Thrish
And that's the only one I
and Graka.
actually.
Thrish is a mage of some kind, and Graka is a warrior with an enchanted big-ass bone club.
Okay. Yeah, they'll be at the meeting too.
Okay. All right. So tonight you were going to have a meeting with Whamma Wham, Boom Boom, Thrish, and Graka.
And the other, the guys
other
I'm
two.
talking to right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Not a problem. Awesome. So we will handle that in a bit. Astrid,
Yeah.
you conquered Brightopolis.
Yeah.
You told them that their god is dead. You did get a reaction. It was not pleasant for them, but you probably loved it.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is it that you would like to do now?
Long rest
Before your long rest, because everybody's gonna.
at the okay.
Alex is gonna have his meeting before the long rest.
Okay.
So if that's what you want to do, I
No,
can
no.
just skip you to it.
We're all gonna take naps at the same time.
Oh, nice. This is the first time that you didn't take a nap while a city fell.
We were actually participating.
Yeah, the city fell.
This was the first bad thing we did in all 60 camp sessions.
This is what?
The first bad thing we did in all 60 sessions. This was
Okay.
the first
It
thing
is.
we did.
No, we still didn't do it. We didn't do it.
Hey, remember when you raised zombie children? Remember when that was a thing? All the way back then?
Yeah, but
Was that going to be what you were about to say?
no. Gore did it with the animals in the forest.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
And then you raised them as zombies.
that has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
The little girl. Remember, we kept her alive. Oh, alive
You kept her
for
alive
like 3
until-
sessions.
We did not destroy the city.
Until Carla Lily blew her up when
Yes.
blowing up
Yes.
your
Yeah.
your stupid little dinghy boat that you were in. Alex decided to pick a fight with one of the greatest warships in Versailles. Okay, so anyway, so what would you like to do before your long rest, before your nappy time? You have an entire conquered city before you. You have any gnolls or goblins that you want at your disposal, or zombies. There's still quite a few zombies alive. Not a terrible amount. A lot of them blew up.
And we're still at Brightopolis.
But I'm going to say you're down a lot of your units. A lot of your skeletons are gone. And do you have count of those?
No, but it's okay if I lose them.
All right, yeah.
Um,
So we're going to say you lost most of them.
Here,
You definitely have to replenish a little bit.
now here's the thing.
Tell me your thing.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Oh, I've lost it.
Uh-oh.
Is
Are you
it
looking at
this?
spells?
Yeah.
Are you looking at one of your really powerful ones?
I think.
The breathless one?
That's what
Okay.
I was looking for. But the only thing is, it only lasts 6 hours.
Yes. Oh, no. I'm sorry. No. So, here. The effect lasts for 6 hours. They will last until they are destroyed.
Well, what's the effect? Wait.
So the effect is, hold on, I'm going to mute this in case you
I
We need some Jeopardy music going right now.
Now we can
talk
plot
to
against the DM.
Don't pay attention to us. We're just gonna sit here and fill this silence so the video just doesn't cut out. And it's like, we're gonna plot, and then there's 10 seconds of silence. So how you doing, gang? Okay. Guess I'll go fuck myself.
We live together.
I know we live together. I'm trying to fill this empty space.
I'm designing our plans for the tree forces right now.
Oh yeah?
I'm gonna text them to Evan so that I don't have to explain all of it. But basically, just your standard attack force.
Plan of attack.
Mm-hmm.
Better than not having one. Y'all excited to do the? Oh, are they coming back? No.
Got him.
All right, so Astrid,
Beautiful.
you have this conquered city before you. Many people lie dead and wounded. Many people are still alive and were captured, kind of as prisoners, or are still in the city being rooted out. There's still a lot of people hiding in buildings, and there are still a good amount of gnolls if you wish to send them through the city or something.
No. I don't know what happened. This fell, and now it won't go back.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast.
Move this off. Oh, okay. You were putting it on my.
That's mine.
This is yours?
Yeah.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
I don't care what you do with it. Go on.
I've lost my character sheet now.
Have you tried getting good?
That spell.
You were gonna cast what spell?
Lost my character sheet.
Beware the Breathless?
Yes, thank you.
And what are you... So, upon casting the spell, does that look like anything in particular? This is a big, badass spell. Do you want it to look or have any kind of cool physical effect or visible effect in the area around you? Like an aura of horror?
Like, I guess, like, purpley black, you know, yeah, like, and, like, since it would come from me,
Yes.
like, let's say, like, she raises her hands or whatever.
Her fucking disgusting insectoid-like hands and her horrible body.
So it would come from me, and then it would spit out to every single dead creature within that radius.
Just like, essentially, like tendrils of purple and black
Yeah.
necrotic energy.
And I picture it like anime style, making like their eyes glow as they like wake up.
Yeah,
and
yeah. So as you stand, you want to be where most of the people are dead, right?
Well, let me get the radius again. Hold on.
300 feet.
Yes.
So you go and stand in an area where you see gnolls and soldiers were fighting.
Probably like where the thing went off.
The blast. Right? So a lot of those bodies are going to be completely destroyed if you go into that area.
Yeah.
And it's still like electrified and would hurt you if you walked in.
Yeah.
But standing near it where people got blasted back, you see bodies hanging out of windows. You see people that were clearly speared by gnolls and pinned to walls. Mm-hmm. You see soldiers and gnolls alike that are all dead. You see a couple of the people who swore fealty to you after you saved them from the prison dead and just laying about. All of this carnage, all of this death surrounds you. And Astrid raises her nasty, sharp-fingered, clawed hands to the air as this horrible energy comes spewing from you. Hundreds of these tendrils come out from your body and just start spearing into all of the bodies nearby, slamming them with this horrible necrotic energy. As you do so, you and only you, and anybody that you have mind controlled, but mostly just you. What are you doing?
No, keep talking.
Why did you hand this to me?
Because Talia sent you something. I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. It's not important at all.
I don't understand.
No,
I'm trying to do a thing.
No, keep doing.
Okay. And as you look to the sky, you and anybody else mind controlled by you sees the sky filled with thousands of screaming faces, agonized souls, watching, horrified, watching their bodies be controlled by you. The last thing they see before they ascend to the astral plane, or wherever they're going, you don't give a shit. They see you take their mortal frames for your own as their bodies begin to awaken. You see the eyes light up as the body that's hanging from a window pushes itself off of the broken glass, rising up. Just looks like a common woman, like just a civilian. Mm-hmm. You see one of the soldiers who's pinned to the wall grasp the spear and begins to climb across it, pushing himself off and landing to the ground. You see some of the destroyed, burnt, and shot up gnolls rising from the ground, snapping and snarling, some of them missing half of their face. You see people without arms rising. You see people crawling from halfway out of where the blast area was, missing their legs,
Sure.
you see hundreds of these dead bodies crawl to you and rise before you. And in the midst of this, you hear what sounds like from a building behind you, a scream, and then another, and another, and another, and gunshots, and what sounds like fighting. And you know that in these buildings where some of the people have died from the fighting, there were people still hiding. And those people begin fighting your undead. Your undead begin to fight back because that's just what they do. And you can feel, as they fight, you see somebody be thrown from a building. Your spell is finished. You have already done it. And somebody gets thrown by one of your gnolls through a building, and you see a rotted gnoll crawl out, like, rah, kind of roared it. And this man goes falling probably 4 stories. Boom, hitting the ground.
Wilhelm scream.
As you look over, he Wilhelm screams, and you look over as he lands on a car, kind of crushing it underneath him, dying on impact. And another tendril goes flying from you and hits him. Though you've already done your spell. God damn this thing. Though you've already done your spell.
Music plays.
It lasts for quite some time. And the tendril hits into that man, another civilian who is hiding. And he rises. And as you look to him, great and terrible beasts of light and darkness swim through the city. Again, maybe something only you can see. Maybe they're happy with what they see. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe they're scared of you. God, it feels good. Now,
Yes.
you can hear a little bit more fighting in the city and in the buildings immediately around you from your dead, but only within a 300-foot radius of you. There are probably more people in this city hiding, scared, running. And there's a whole lot that have been taken prisoner. You've got 6 hours to kill. Do you want to do anything?
Question.
Yes.
Because I don't need to sleep or anything. Can I long rest here for 6 hours? My long rest is only 4.
Okay, but remember, it's only a 300-foot radius. So if they go out
Yeah.
and they kill out there outside of your radius, it won't do anything. It won't matter. If they drag people in kill them in the radius, like some sort of horrible sacrificial circle,
Well,
you can
do
do
they
that.
have to? Do they have to do that, or can they just throw dead bodies into my?
They can also do that.
Okay, yeah, let's have that.
Okay, so you are gonna what? You're just gonna like sit on top of like a destroyed car
So
and like read a book as they bring.
Yeah,
Oh my
anyone who has not denounced, what's his face up there?
Not Draxia.
So
I don't remember his name. What's his name?
Garland Big Bongle.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because you are going to be sitting in one place, would you like, just for flavor and because she is her way, and based on the things that you've told me about her, would you like your dead gnolls and new dead soldiers to build you like some sort of fucked up makeshift throne for you to sit at as they throw these bodies to your feet, bringing you the people that have forsaken your mercy?
What is a long rest?
So it is
Can
8
I still
hours.
talk and stuff?
That's a free action because you don't have to actually physically sleep.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do something. I remember the writing was you have to do something light like read or something like that. But if you want to have like a nice calm conversation, if you get up and start hitting somebody, that's different. But if you're like do this, do that, you can absolutely
here's
do
what I
that
wanna do.
and still be rested.
Here's what I want to Fable 3 it.
Oh, this is so. Oh my God, you want to be a judge?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
Okay.
So if they do not denounce Aristride,
They're killed.
yeah.
Okay.
And
So you're gonna do this.
Wait, stop. Let me talk. If they don't,
I'm sorry.
so they have to denounce Aristride and become a part of our army against the king. And if they refuse, we kill them and they become part of the army against the king anyway.
So you give them a choice to willingly join you.
Yeah.
You are giving them a choice at
Mm-hmm.
having their free will and their life,
Yeah.
or you will kill them and use their body anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Fucked up, but interesting and very warlord of you.
Mm-hmm.
And what does your little? Do you have like a throne that you're sitting at, or some sort of like altar table, like a judge? Like I assume you're above them. Or are you just floating like some sort of
Yeah,
horror
I'll float.
Upside down.
float? That's fine. So you just float there as they bring. It's not long before they bring the first group before you, and you are just kind of, as you rest, the visions never stop. Even when you close your eyes, you see the one thing that has ever really truly brought you fear is these great eyes that you saw when you once tried to mistakenly read the mind of what used to be an angel and was then inhabited. And every once in a while, when you close your eyes, that's what you see. And it's horrific, and it's very unsettling. And it makes it hard to rest. So it's hard for you to rest with your eyes closed. So you don't. And instead, keep your eyes open. And as you do, you see these great things swimming through the city. And then you look down. Your attention is sort of away from you. You kind of lose track of time. And you hear... And you look down and gurgling, spattering blood, trying to speak, but it can't because it's a zombie, is a gnoll zombie that brings what looks like a group of people who are surrounded by other zombies. It's 4 people. One of them is, he looks like he was a construction worker of some kind, and he looks kind of wounded a little bit, but, a worse for wear, and he gets pushed before you. And just, and he looks at you like, what is this?
It's a boy.
This is Judgment Day. I give you a choice. Free yourself from the shackles of Astrid. Join our cause to liberate this land.
You want me to join you?
Yes.
You want me to kill my own people?
No.
What do you want from me?
I just told you. We are rebelling against the king.
My family. Will my family be safe?
Are they with him?
No. And the zombies, they're just like, they just grabbed him, so wherever he was, you don't know. Would they be safe under your rule?
They will be given the same option that you are being given.
Can I speak to them before they're brought before you? Can I make sure that they make the right choice?
Where are they?
You see he's hesitant to tell you. He's scared. They're obviously in hiding somewhere. He looks around at the hundreds of zombies you have, and he looks at the just gone right side of the city. The basement of my home. I can bring them. If you promise me their safety, I will join you. I will join you. I just don't want my family to get hurt. Just let me speak to them, please.
I want to... The gnoll.
A bunch of blood comes out of his neck. You can tell him to stick with him if you want.
Yeah, I think that's
Like a
what I want
bodyguard?
to do.
Okay.
You'll go together.
Yes, that's fine. And he grabs him, and he starts being led away. The next one who's led to you is, looks like a maybe young, early 20s. An early 20s woman is brought before you. She looks like, though she's kind of dirty now because the whole city's getting fucking destroyed. She looked like she once was wearing like very nice clothes, not like fancy, but like expensive, you know what I mean? And she is pushed before you, and you can see that she is still trying to mess with some sort of small device that the zombies didn't take from her because it's not a weapon. It's like some sort of like phone kind of thing. And she's like, and one of them pushes and she's like, stop. And she's trying to fuck with this thing and not looking at you. She doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. I can't. This is ridiculous.
What are you doing?
Holy God. Oh my shit. What are you? Okay. Well, this went off. I can't. I need to talk to. I need to see and check on my followers, and this is ridiculous. I need to make sure that I get my message out, saying stay strong, everybody. The city's going to be okay, and I need to make sure that I support everybody that needs support, and I need to make sure that everybody knows that I'm okay, because I know everybody's really worried about me. And I need to, I really just need to check on my followers and see my count. This is ridiculous. And I don't know, some of them might have been in there and some of them might die. So I gotta figure out this and see what this is all about. Do you know do you know what's going on? Can you get the power back on?
All right. I don't think.
Also, can I have a mirror? Because I feel like I look terrible right now and I cannot figure it out.
You are being judged.
For what? What did I do? Oh my god, is this about the ticket? Is this about... Okay.
No. Stop. I hate it. I'm giving you a choice to free yourself from the shackles that Aristride has bound you to, that the king has bound you to. The Barangol, right? King of Barangol.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What? Do you want me to stop worshiping Aristride?
Praise him.
Praise him, but we were always... I can't do that. 95% of my followers are worshippers of Aristride. If I do that, that's political suicide. It'll destroy my career. This is my livelihood you're messing with right now.
Well, if you don't do it, then you won't have a livelihood.
You're going to make me lose my job? This is my job. Public opinion is my job.
You're on the wrong side of the public opinion.
No, I just said 90% of people worship Aristride. If I do that, I'm losing everything.
If you don't do it, you're losing everything.
I think I'll be okay. Shouldn't seem to grasp the fact that you'll kill her.
I will kill you.
But then I'll die.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't want that.
Oh.
Oh shit, well okay. Can you also get this to work? I'll join your side, whatever.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Only if you tell...
She walks away.
Okay. Goodbye.
Do you let her?
Stop. Stop her.
What?
I know someone who can get that working for you. And I want you to spread this message.
To
your followers.
Okay.
All right.
Spread what message?
Oh my god. Just
You didn't
That
say it.
go
message.
away.
Okay. And she walks away. Another man is brought before you. It looks like he was a soldier fighting. He is wounded. He's got a bandage on his head and is brought before you. And he is in like shackles. They seem to put him in. And as they push him before you, he goes, and like pushes one of the gnolls off. And he looks up at you. Oh my god. You're more hideous than I would have imagined. You're one of the terrible three, right?
Yes.
Ground.
Oh.
You will never defeat the king.
I think we have a pretty good chance of doing it.
He just stares at you.
You're a guard, right?
I'm a soldier.
You're a soldier.
A little boy.
I'm a soldier of Brightopolis.
Little boy.
Protect it.
Good job.
Little piss baby.
Denounce Aristride. Or die.
Fuck you.
Kill him.
And just rams a fucking spear through his back, lifting him up off the ground, and he goes like surprised, like, oh shit, they really did. And he's
Fuck.
Use you, soldier. Anyway, you will help us kill the king.
Ooh.
and that's the last thing he sees before he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Dumped off.
Mm-hmm.
Next, what is brought before you is a probably like 13, 14-year-old young man.
Oh.
What?
Can I check in with the beholder and be watching this before I take nap time?
Sure.
We're watching this on the screen. Me
Okay,
and
you remember watching this.
Taco Cat.
Like, holy shit. And there she goes. And this young man is brought before you. And just staring at you like in terror.
Well, 3.
Did he witness?
Yes,
Okay.
he's seen everything.
Okay. You have a choice.
Okay.
Denounce Aristride, rebel against the king. Join our cause to free this land.
Free the land?
You've been brainwashed. Aristride's not good. We're taking it back.
But my dad always said that Aristride was a good and kind guy. I want you to try to persuade him.
Okay.
However you feel like you would.
Um,
Do you want to lie to him?
we were also told that he was a good and benevolent god. But we did I guess we didn't fall exactly in line. All the things you've heard about us, did you know that they tried to brainwash us? Anyone who doesn't agree, anyone who does not willingly support this god is forced. And that is why I give you this choice.
Aren't you evil? Don't you kill people? For no reason?
Not for no reason.
Isn't that how this started? You attacked Henlet, right?
We did. We did attack Henlet.
Okay. So are you the bad guys?
No. We were taking
Alright.
the champions out
Because they're...
because they are evil. We are fighting a war, and that was the start of it.
Did you roll persuasion?
Do you want persuasion?
Is it are you...
You tell me.
Do you believe what you're saying, though? Because you guys keep going like, we've never done... Because if you believe what you're saying, then it's persuasion. If you know that you are warping this child's mind on purpose, then you go ahead and roll to see.
God,
You are
I don't
skewing
know.
him a little. I know, it's tough.
Because at this, like, it is like a lie, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I really do think that they are evil and they do horrible, nasty things.
But you're not doing this to free the people, are you? You're doing this to kill them, and you know that.
Yeah.
She knows that?
Yeah.
Roll to see. You are tricking him into believing that he
Oh, that's
is gonna
even better.
join-
Okay.
That he is going to join a cause, when really it's your cause.
14 plus 6. No. 14 plus 12.
That's fine.
Give them the Beat Boys and free their souls. You want them to get lost in your rock and roll.
You're trying to save everyone you can.
Mhm.
I'll fight for you. And you look into the eyes of this young man, and you see something you haven't seen in a couple of... You see possibility. You see potential. That person didn't choose you because he was scared. He chose you because you convinced him. The construction worker was scared. He might run at the drop of a hat. This kid might not. This kid is more like John, maybe. This kid might do it because he thinks that what he's doing is right. And maybe that's a good way to build a long-term
I
force.
guess to
I mean, not more long-term than undead, but still
the
smarter.
ones that agree, that are going willingly, they're going to be like our soldiers, our people soldiers. I guess send them to the keep. I don't know what to do with them.
Do you want to send him to Valnar, where he is already...
Where are we mobilizing right
I don't know. You guys would have to talk. Where do you want to send all these? You can keep them here.
now? What should we do? Where should these people go?
Keep them here. Let's amass everybody here, and then when we move. It'll be like we did with Brightopolis. We sent in the army before we were ready to go in, or if we were going to do Mule Team 6. It depends, but let's amass our team here in Brightopolis, where most of them already are.
So I am saying the POWs are being kept in Brightopolis to be radicalized. You're trying to turn them into soldiers for your cause.
Listen,
Whether they're doing it because they're scared or not, they are going to become violent. All right, no problem. Awesome. So that is what you are going to spend the next 6 hours doing?
Yes.
Holy shit. A lot of people choose rather to die. You were saying there's a lot of people who want that. And most of the people who choose to agree with you are just scared for their lives. The younger people are easier for you to convince and are, when they do choose you, though it is like maybe half and half, some of them seem to believe. They want to believe you because everything that they know and love is in shambles and is a shit show right now. So a lot of people, it looks like you're giving hope to the hopeless right now.
hope to the popeless.
Out of the younger cases. So that's something, there's something there. There's maybe something for her to consider in the future or whatever. I don't know, it won't be too prevalent in this campaign, but something for you to think on. You know what I mean? There is something about propaganda, which is essentially what we're doing right now. You know what I mean? That really is very efficient with the younger crowd.
Okay.
So, but a great way to get soldiers, especially when everything they know and love is gone. Because of you. Because of what you did.
Hey, we're misunderstood.
Misunderstood. So, but you were collecting them, and you're getting a shit ton of zombies in the process. Woo! And it's horrific to behold. There's like one guy who's in a building still looking out his window, just like, oh boy,
oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
oh boy, this is not great. I do not know how to leave. All right. So with that, we will do our long rest, I assume. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you guys want to take a break there, and we'll come back?
Yeah, that's a good point. Good.
Take a break.
Midpoint.
Oh,
Sounds good to me.
you know what? We'll take a break. We'll come back with Alex's meeting before the long rest.
Sounds
Okay.
perfect.
I want to do a headhunters meeting. I need to write down everybody who's coming. Okay. You're muted.
And break.
You're muted, Alex. I can't hear you.
Check your text messages.
All right. Yeah, you guys are
Oh,
writing me things. No problem. Thank you. Who's that Pokemon? It's Chinchilla.
Did you say it's Coachella?
Chinchilla.
Chinchilla. Hello.
All right.
We need a book.
I don't think we're ready yet. Are we ready?
Are you ready, Alex, or do you need to do your nails next?
We're ready.
All right. So,
Oh wait, I got a phone call. Yeah, house stuff, guys. I can't hang out all night. House stuff.
no, thank you. Can you give us the clap, please?
Yes.
Jeff needs it.
Take off your headphones.
There it is. All right. So, before the long rest, Headhunter, you assemble so as not to be with all of the rest of the hordes that are now kind of pillaging the corrupted forest and are at the base of the tree. They have, especially because of the war that took place, a whole section of the forest is like heavily destroyed now around the tree. So there are a lot more now. There are like campfires burning and like tents set up. This is looking like the legit huge fucking mass of creatures now down there. As the sun has fallen, it's getting dark. And you are standing at the first level of the corrupted Lacuna tree in what used to be the elven city of Elmira. As you are standing there with bugs kind of swarming overhead, and a lot of goblins are chilling in like the branches sort of the trees looking, even though they weren't invited. There's a ton of goblins who are just interested. And lined up in front of you is Slash with three goblins like directly next to him that look like they're part of his. They must be ones that he's chosen that are really strong that come with him. Shoot with 2 goblins on either side of her, the ones that she's chosen. Sneak, who is standing next to Murmur, and another goblin that you haven't met, and who you assume is Boom Boom as well, standing, and Boom Boom also has a goblin with him, and you assume it's Boom Boom because he has lots of like black soot on his body, and he only has 1 arm.
That'll
And
do it.
it looks, he definitely has what appears to be like shrapnel scars on his body and face, as if a bomb went off in his hands. There is also standing is Thresh and Groka, standing next to each other, the 2 gnolls. So yeah.
All right. Well, I thank you all for attending this meeting. We are going to go to war. I would like to meet all the new faces here today. Yes. What do you need?
So one of the goblins that you do not recognize is raising his hand, and it is the one that is standing with Sneak. He is very slick looking, as if like he is covered in some kind of weird oil.
Yeah.
And he goes, I am Slippy. I am best.
I can see that. Oh my God. I swear to God. No, I'm not taking this phone call. I see. That's excellent. You and who's the other guy next to Sneak?
Murmur, and yeah, it's
Is
Murmur
Murmur-
and this creature named Slippy.
He's a rogue too.
Yeah, Murmur is stealth. That's what his whole thing
Yeah.
is.
So, the 3 of you are gonna obviously be in charge of your little stealth operations. We'll get to division of powers shortly, but first,
Murmur raises his hand.
yes. And what did he say?
The other 2 look at him and just shrug their shoulders. They don't know.
I'm gonna tell him definitely yes.
He takes off his clothes and stands proud.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the gnolls out of here first, so I'm just gonna tell them about their whole role in this. How Thresh is gonna use her magic and mages to protect us from magic and to assault them with magic. The
There
gnolls.
are only 30 that are strong enough
That's
to do what you ask, but I can take them under my wing. 30 strong mages is quite a feat.
You guys will be reinforcements. That way we protect your mages. And as for Raka, you are gonna lead the Noble Warriors. You're also gonna be reinforcements because
We are 10,000 strong.
Oh.
The blast took a good bit, but with the 2 clans combined, we are at 10,000.
so you guys definitely can pretty much lead yourselves. You're very good at battle, so you don't really need any training. But obviously, we're gonna go siege the capital. We have to come up with plans later, I guess, when we have all the 4 of us, our 4 armies uniting. We'll come up with an actual plan then. But just get your soldiers ready. They could leave. I don't want them to have to waste their time talking with goblins. So they're
They both
dismissed.
look at each other like, yeah.
So I want to ask the goblin generals, do they have anybody in mind to be the general for the air brigade?
They all kind of like, and it seems they've all brought some goblins with them because you were saying how you wanted them to, like, you know what I mean? Who do you guys think is cool? So Slash has 3 goblins next to him. One you recognize is the goblin that has been standing at attention up in the what used to be like the elder elves chamber and was often Astrid's chamber. He is covered head to toe in heavy metal and carries a halberd and is deceptively very strong. And his name is Tombstone, and he is just standing there like at attention, very different than many of the other goblins. He does not speak. He does not do very much. He just stands there. When he speaks, it's very few words. He is standing. There is a nasty vicious-looking goblin with a serrated blade, a big serrated blade. And he's like, and he looks like he is crazed in some way. And then, and that one, Slash introduces you, his name is Gutter, as he seems to gut things with his knife.
Mhm.
And then standing next to him is a goblin that is resting on a big hammer. That it looks like it is a big metal rod with a portion of an engine block on the end of it that he is just sort of resting on. And this, you assume, is Wham-A-Wham.
Oh, Wham-A-Wham. Yeah, I have a very special job for you.
I can't.
Yeah, you will, but you have to create armor for all of the goblins.
I will.
Mm-hmm. You see what I'm wearing? Like a ballistic vest and a metal mask? Make as many of these as you can that are Knoll and the goblin sizes.
Mental mask. Vest. Can I have?
Yeah.
Just to see and plan.
Oh, you want my shit to... Yeah. All right.
One day, I plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I make. Will take time. I need more goblins. Or,
yeah, how many...
or I need lots of hammers.
Mm-hmm. How many... Are you training anybody right now?
No, I was training under Clank.
Okay, well, you need to take a few people under your wing and teach them how to build like you, so that way we can build more stuff faster.
Okay.
We still have a stock load of like a ton of firearms, right?
Yes. You also have more being made because Winan has entire factories that can fabricate pretty much whatever. So you have you have vehicles being made, you have guns being made.
Okay, so Winan could probably also bring us some like ballistic vests, but for whatever.
But not the size of you would need the goblin sizes.
So whatever.
You could send. Oh no, you're lagging a little bit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, the quality's a little low, but I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, the quality's all shitty. Hold on, let's let it chill itself out. Let me turn off this. Off this. Okay. What you could do is send Wham-A-Wham over there, and he can work with Winan so that they can figure out the best kind of armor for goblins.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, cool. So
send them to Winan.
With Winan.
Okay, I go.
All right, so our engineers are taken care of. I want to introduce myself to Boom Boom.
To what?
To Boom Boom. What's his name? Boom?
Yeah, Boom Boom.
All right, I'm going to extend my hand to shake it.
He looks at it. He raises his one nub hand, and then he just grabs you with the other hand, like upside down.
Nice. So you are going to be in charge of a new division of goblins, the artillery division. You're going to be responsible for making as many boom booms as possible, as many handheld boom booms for the other goblins. But
and the other hand.
Huh?
And my other hand.
Yes. And you're also going to have to design the biggest of boom booms that take out helicopters, vehicles, not just people and creatures.
Big boom booms are the best boom booms.
Exactly. So you have to design a ton of those that could either go on wolves, other vehicles, bugs, anything you can fix a cannon to, you have to design.
Oh, you want to shoot the boom booms?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have to try to mitigate as many losses as possible. So if we could get the boom booms out of the hands of our own people before they go off, that would be excellent.
Okay. And for in the air,
drop boom booms.
Yes, and I think
he has a goblin right behind him, a small female goblin goes,
Splosy can do that. Splosy good on bugs, and Splosy good aim. I have good aim.
Nice. You're writing. You have these names, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I'm also writing long range artillery. I'm writing like what you want them to do.
Okay. Who's that bone demon with the explosives?
Cha-Cha.
Yeah.
Papa.
Yep.
Papa.
Katha.
I'll also set up a meeting with you and Katha alone, you two, so that she could help you out design your boom booms.
Oh, okay.
So we're done with the artillery.
Mhm.
And now it's really just the main three generals, right? We did the air, we did it.
Yes. Well, you haven't decided who you want to be in charge of the air brigade yet. Each of them have their own people that they brought that they think would be really, really good.
Well, the girl next to Boom Boom.
Splosy.
Splosy, yeah, she will be the commander of the air.
Air commander. Okay.
But the thing is, I want all the different forces to also have air forces and ground units.
That's who they brought. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like these ones, like Slash is the best ground unit goblin you have, but then he has Tombstone, Wham Wham, and Gutter are like the ones who are just as good as him, or maybe just a little less as good as him.
Okay, because I want them to also be mounted on the wolves, not dire wolves. What are the infested wolves that are in the forest?
There's corrupted wolves.
Corrupted, yeah. So the corrupted wolves, just so that they could be more effective on the ground, and then the bugs for the air, so they could drop in and stuff.
Tombstone raises his hand. His metal clad hand. And he points, and there is on behind him a ways sitting in the tree and currently being fed half of a human body is a huge like rhino beetle that is like consuming something. And he goes, oh, and like clangs himself.
Yes, he is yours.
That seems to be his. He wants that one. That seems to be his pet.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna run this off real quick. Shoot is gonna be in control of the ranged ground forces.
Yep.
Flash is gonna be in control of the melee ground forces, and Snake will be in control of the stealth operations. And so far, everybody has their roles, and now I want everybody to train as many goblins that specializes in those skills.
Okay, so they will do so. They also have, just for your reference, we can do this more when we're planning the city, if you want to, because I know you like getting into like tactical plans. The stealth guys have spiders, so they can climb on walls and quietly use webs and stuff. Shoot, a lot of them like they seem to like tiger beetles, locusts, and stuff like that, and trapdoor spiders to have like sniper nets.
Oh, nice.
In. Yep. Now, how much this will be? Maybe not the trapdoor spiders for assaulting a place, but maybe if you set up an ambush or something, stuff that they could do.
Yeah.
The ground troops are easy. That's like big ass tiger or other tiger beetles and rhino beetles and jumping spiders to fucking launch towards the enemy, as well as wolves.
Can you send this to me over chat or something later?
Sure, I can put this onto it. Yeah, I can put this onto a thing for you. I'll send it to you.
Right.
There's a lot of different bugs that go along with them that might be good for if you have something you want to plan.
I just don't want to hash out the plans yet until I know what their forces are capable of. That way.
You still know nothing about Erangel, really. Yeah. So, all right, cool. So I'll send you that all later. Excellent. Then they're like, okay.
Excellent.
And you've already told them to start separating them. They are going to their separated camps to start training their goblins.
And I just want to tell any goblin to pass the message that the city that we're going to siege is made out of completely gold.
Well, they are very excited.
Spread the word.
Well, yep.
And lots of meat people.
Oh, shinies. So shinies and meat.
Yeah, shinies and meat is what we're going after.
Okay, you have just boosted their morale by a lot because they are goblins, and those are the two of their favorite things next to fire. So, well done. They are very excited.
We also created a boom boom brigade, so
you did artillery.
For that.
And pinning them, making them have a meeting with Katha is a really good idea. That means you're going to have a very effective artillery and long-range artillery too, because you told him you wanted to shoot. So, awesome.
Sweet.
So is that your meeting? Is that what
you yeah. So until we actually are going to attack, that's what we're going to be training on and working on for the next a few weeks.
They shall be doing it. Awesome. Then, so now you're going to take a long rest?
Yes.
All right. You do so. Your long rest is very productive.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
I got a lot done.
Oh boy, yes you did. You have a lot of them. You sure do have a lots of zombies.
Woo.
And you guys awaken, Esther and Mav. You two awaken from your deep sleep. What is the game plan with you two?
Oh, so yeah, I was gonna be like, well, we're not going to the capital. I'm like, oh yeah, we have our own.
You have your
show
own
to
thing you
get on the
decided to
road.
do. So what? How are you
So-
going to go about this, and what is the plan here? You still know very little about this champion and what she's capable of. But I like where your heads are at.
Out of game, I'm worried about literally just two of us taking on this champion. In game, Mav really wouldn't care because he thinks that they've got a good shot of her at least not teleporting out of a soul box.
Mhm.
So I say that if Esther is ready, we go meet with Arthur again and get to a space where, I don't know, if he wants to like move to a coliseum or something so that we don't destroy his office, but just somewhere that we can handle this without drawing too much attention to ourselves.
I would say you probably got in contact with Arthur, and he probably asked you first where I mean, to undergo the procedure to have the spell done to you, like put this trap in your mind, is its own thing. But where you set the trap is up to you. It doesn't have to be immediately as soon as you have it in your brain. So you can meet him at his office, and he can do the deed, and then you can go set up wherever you want. Take as long as you want.
Okay, so he's not going to be there with us when we get her out.
Yeah.
He can set it, and then she'll get pulled out. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I misunderstood
Get
that.
it.
Set it and forget it.
Head on. Apply directly to overhead.
whenever you want.
Okay, so Esther, if you don't mind coming with Mav, let's go talk to Arthur and get that stuck in my brain.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. Mind trap. All right, so you're in his office. All right, we'll get there.
All right. Oh, bam.
And he sees that Esther is there with you. Very well. And then Mavakos, as per our deal, do you mind if Esther is a witness, or shall he wait outside the room?
I look at Esther. Do you mind waiting outside?
Should I get that done too?
I don't
you
think.
you would be entering a deal with me.
Okay, yeah. See ya. Give me a second.
No thanks.
Now then, Mavakos,
Yes.
this deal will be a simple one.
Okay.
After this is done, upon the
But-
completion of the spell on your mind, did you have something to say?
No, keep going.
Upon the completion of the spell on your mind, me doing this for you, setting this trap for you will, for the next, I would say, 100 years, shall be called upon every so often, once a year. Not every minute, not, whatever. Once a year, you will be called upon to do a task for me. You will complete this task to the very best of your ability. Or you are forfeit.
Do you know what this task will be? Or is this me writing a blank check?
This is you writing a blank check. Some of these I have plans for, and some are things that I assume will come along as time goes on.
You say to the best of my ability. So in the event that I try my hardest and whatever task it is I should fail, I won't get got by the big hammer boys. So isn't that who come after you if you break a
Fine.
deal?
The
By
big
trying-
hammer boys.
By to the best of your abilities, if you have failed the task, you are most likely dead. But I will not be consuming your soul, or keeping it for my own deeds as you did your best. This is a kindness, understand. I do not put that addendum in for all of my contracts. That's only for friends.
I realize. Mav just kind of takes a moment, realizes that 100 years is pretty much the rest of his life, assuming he can make it that long.
Yeah, which is you're a tricky case because you are a like first generation half
Right.
and half. So like you probably could. He seems to know more about it than you do. He just already assumes you're going to be alive that long.
Old man Mavakos. Okay. And Mav holds out his little claw hand.
Not in his disguise, but in his massive half Baelor, half Pit Fiend form. He shakes your hand and looks you in the eye. And as he does, there is this like force that like whew, kind of goes over. Now then, this will hurt.
Okay.
So, as he grips your head with his massive fucking hands, you can see him open up his mouth very wide, and there's this light that starts emitting from his mouth. Oh, what is that?
And you get pizza out of it. It just fires pizza right in the Mav's face.
And what we see is Esther sitting, and you just hear screaming coming from inside the office. You hear Mav just...
He's a persistent pizza man.
Scream.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And there's like light shooting out from underneath the doors, and you see Karen just sitting there looking at you like deadpan. Just... like, she hates the fact that you're even here. And it looks like she's writing something, but she's just staring at you miserably. Why do you dress like that?
What am I dressed like?
Well, you're always dressed in like a black robe, right?
Yeah.
Why are you dressed like an evil wizard?
I mean, does this form please you? And I want to tap my hat and be wearing like a Hawaiian shirt and tourist clothes.
That's fan art right there.
She looks at you up and down. Yeah, I like the colors. That is kind of nice, actually.
Approval from Karen.
So-
High praise.
She likes the Hawaiian shirts, I guess.
Karen,
Which,
I've only
you can't blame
ever,
her. They are the best shirts on the planet.
I've only ever seen you working for Arthur. Do you have a life outside of working for Arthur?
Do you know... have you ever made a deal with the devil?
Is this Karen talking to me?
Yes.
I have experience.
Listen, you made a deal with me once. It's not quite the same. But
Have you made a deal with a devil, a real devil, not Mavakos? No.
ouch.
Not really, but I'm aware of what that entails.
Okay, so you have to be super careful with the wording. Otherwise, you basically become an indentured servant for the rest of eternity, or the rest of your life. Mostly the rest of eternity, which means when you die, you still can't even escape it. It sucks hard nuts.
Is that what happened to you?
Yep. But don't worry, it was totally worth it.
Was
Real
it?
convincing.
No. But, it's not all bad. He's not a terrible boss. There are devils who, just keep you around so they can cut your hands off and eat them and then regrow them every day. So at least he doesn't do that.
I will win your freedom back, Karen.
She squints her eyes, like, knowing that you're sarcastic, but hating you for trying to play on what may be a spark of hope in her soul. Like,
It's not very high priority or urgent to me, but I will.
Right.
I will face roll into something by the end of this campaign. What's a campaign?
end of
I don't
what?
know. Yeah. I go like reverse cross-eyed for a second and everything. There's a high-pitched whining. I don't know what came over me, but I turned back to my robe.
Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
Doing all this shit. What do you get out of it? Can't you like walk the universe or something? Why are you even here?
More. I'm curious to see how far it will go at this point.
Huh. That's fair, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
I'll come back for you.
Yeah. All right.
Like
And
her.
she looks down at her paper, but she puts some of the hair behind her ear coyly.
Wait, what even is she? Is she a tiefling?
She's a Cambrian, I think they're called. They're basically like half. They're like half people, half devils too.
She was like a big hot muscle lady, remember?
She was like a big hot muscle devil lady, essentially. Yeah. Something about Esther and hot devil ladies.
This isn't the first time?
Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I want to see if Amanda needs help carrying stuff. She's not.
Oh, she fell to the bottom of the stairs. Help her.
Your neighbor. It's gonna get her too.
Has Esther had escapades? This is the first time hearing of that.
No,
I know Alex has fucked around, but
I just have the librarians in my basement, so I guess he kind of just means there's like a...
The librarian's in my basement. Okay, we're just gonna softball that one in.
So, Mab, I want you to do a Constitution saving throw for me.
All right, let's see here. Pull all that up. Con saving throw.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to get higher than a 18, please.
18 plus 2.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah, really.
God damn it! I never get to do anything fun with you guys. You guys are all so strong. I can't hurt you.
Listen, I have a plus 2. That was all the dice. Thank you, dice.
You rolled an 18. You got it. So you can smell your flesh a little bit.
Oh, great.
And it is like you were sitting in an electric chair, kind of, except his whole mouth is that cap thing, and his teeth are kind of digging into your head.
Like Harry Potter.
And it's her. Yeah, like when Harry Potter sits in an electric chair. Remember that? remember when Harry Potter is sentenced to death for his terrible
hat they put on them? See if they're Hufflepuff.
Sorry, that doesn't do that to you.
See if they're Hufflepuff.
The hat of sorting,
Hufflepuff.
right?
Hufflepuff.
the hat of sorting.
Yeah, right. I got it.
Okay.
I sent you a text too.
You are horribly like electrified with this strange evil dark magic, and it is going to leave a mark on you. It is a mark that you can hide easily with your ability to kind of shape change, like the same way that he's able to hide all of his like runes and carvings and shit that's all over his head.
Okay.
What does it look like if someone can see it? What does this weird mark look like for you? This mind trap on your head. It can be something small and simple, like a small scar of like a triangle or something in your temple. It could be something like elaborate along down the side of your face, like Tyson.
I mean, does it not look like just a ginormous fucking bite mark from?
It can almost like.
Does it just look like teeth marks?
It is across your forehead, almost like someone has cut into your head. Yes, it can. It can absolutely look like
cookie dough cutter. You know those wheels that have the spikes on them? It's like that across the top.
Was somebody put a like a little spokes wheel across your head? Yes. So it looks like someone took a fucking serrated edge to the around your skull, where he bit into you. The blood is pouring down your face. But the deed is done, and as you kind of sit back, this agonizing pain done with, Arthur leans back.
What is that awful thing on you?
I don't know.
Oh my god, it tasted terrible.
Try listening to it. It's even worse.
It's in your head?
Unfortunately.
Oh my.
Don't. I just made a deal with you and just went through like some of the worst pain in my life. I don't need an
No,
right now.
No. You may, if you have a consciousness in your mind, constant state, and if she jumps in your mind and you spring the trap there, you may be able to destroy her there.
In my brain?
You may be able to kill her consciousness. Her body would still be alive, but there would be no personality. She would essentially become like a vegetable.
And all I have to do is believe that this goo would kill her consciousness?
Well, it would be a helpful ally. Your mindscape, you are powerful in your mindscape. I mean, you've never done it before, so you'd probably need help. But if that thing's been in there, it might be able to help you. You could get other people to go in your head too and kill things, but I mean, we already did that episode. But it's
I was supposed to say we've already had that go on. But,
we've already had that episode, but I thought it was pretty fun. You can always do it again. But then you are allowing those people that perhaps you don't trust to enter your mind.
Yeah, let's not do that. I'm going to talk to this goo thing and see what he wants in exchange, and we'll see where it goes from there.
All right. You said that she took a liking to you. She talked to you quite a bit?
Unfortunately. Yes.
She may see you as the weakest link, or one with the weakest mind. So, she may not be expecting you to spring a trap in there and fight her there. It would be dangerous, though. She would probably have a lot of power in there. But it is, in the end of the day, your mind.
Would we still be able to pull her out if I started to fight her in my brain? Like, could we start the fight there and then have her yanked out?
Yes. Theoretically, yes. Yes, you could. It may be difficult. You'd have to get away from her in your mind. It would be tricky, almost like a normal fight. You would have to lead her, essentially, to the exit.
What was I thinking of? Is there any kind of like magic word that I need to know to get her swooshed out of my brain?
It would be your own. Everything, magic is mostly intention. It is your will shaping the elements around you. And given these tools that I've given you, it makes it a lot easier. It gives you the tools by which to manipulate it. It's just that you may have to weaken her first to do it if you want to do that.
Okay.
So essentially, drop her in your brain, fight her a little bit, and then you can spit her out where you need her. Otherwise, you can spring the trap, and she will just show up full force because she has to be in that area, and she'll pop right out of your brain. It's up to you. Lock her down, soften her up. That's not a bad idea, Mavacos, and it's ballsy. And if you win, you may just get that much stronger with your wisdom.
Whoa!
Perhaps your wisdom will get better.
This is a cross-eyed. All right. Thank you, Arthur.
Well, welcome, Mavacos, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Try not to die. You are useful to me.
I will try not to die for my own sakes, but thank you.
So
Right,
what did you trade him for that?
Did you yell this from outside the room, or do you ask?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you came out.
Let's say you come out, yeah.
Hey, what's you? I think it was a good deal,
Karen goes,
and
Can you
but-
not say it out loud?
Yes, that's correct. I cannot tell you about it.
Okay, then.
did he give you something good for it?
Mav just kind of looks over at Karen, kind of looks at her whole situation, and is like, better than yours, yeah. Come on, Esther, let's go.
The phone rings. Karen, can you get me another coffee? And she just slams her hand on the thing. Sure.
We're going to
And
save
gets
Karen.
Why?
So-
That's nothing. So, Esther, we've got options.
Okay.
We have to set this trap for Clipboard Lady in my brain, no matter what.
Okay.
I have to just kind of call out to her and do the best I can to convince her to come. And I've got a couple ideas on that. If you haven't noticed, and Mav kind of points to like these little spiky things he's got going all the back off of him.
Horrible.
Yeah. Have something that has been living in my mind. It's not necessarily smart, but Arthur thinks that there's a high possibility that I could kill this woman's consciousness. We could pull her out of my brain and into the physical realm, and then do whatever we need to. We can either do that, or we can make that instantaneous, where we pull her straight into wherever, if that's a soul box of yours, or anything along those lines.
Yeah, let's do that.
You want to pull her straight out. You don't want to try to cripple her at all.
Well, I mean, that might inoculate her against whatever we're trying to do if she fights off that first mind parasite. No?
I'm not understanding.
She's all about the subconscious and everything. If we start poking at her with this mind parasite, she might just, I don't know. If we break that bridge, I think we break any chance of her. I don't know. If you think we can attack her with the parasite, let's do it. I just think it seems a bit more complicated than just straight up attacking her.
You've fought more champions than I have. Do you think between the two of us throwing everything we have at her can kill her?
Yes. But I'm also, let's try to break her with your parasite then. I'm not sure what that looks like. So that's why I'm reluctant.
Starts to go haywire, if it starts to even look a little sideways, I will pull her out as fast as I can.
Into the physical
realm? The physical realm, yes.
All right, yeah, then that's the compromise.
All right, where do we want to go to get this done?
Let's go. Should we go to the astral plane?
I don't know what that entails, but if
or should we keep that on home turf? Should we play here? Don't
cast us into a box of let's go here, but then I can't cast this, or I can get us here, but I can't get us out. I don't know what your mumbo jumbo bullshit looks like.
I mean, we can do it in my front yard. I don't care. Let's go to the Dust Keep.
You do have the Dust Keep.
All right. I guess we'll go there then.
Okay.
All right.
So we're right outside of the occupied Brightopolis.
God.
Do you want to set up sort of like a room in the Dust Keep, like a solid stone, almost like a small arena or something?
Yeah, but
so you can't you know what I mean?
Like the domes where they keep the pterodactyls in Jurassic Park. Just
okay, weird, but okay.
In the front yard.
Are you outside of the Dust Keep or inside of it?
Yeah, I think outside.
Okay, but you did create it, so you are within its parameters of your creation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as in control of this area as you can be. All right, so you make this weird little battle dome, the glass ceiling, metal like ribs. Okay,
right.
and you two are just standing in this.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do, Mav?
I'm gonna try really hard to think.
So if she does out, where is she going to land? Do we know that?
I'm assuming right in front of me. From what Arthur was saying, it sounds kind of like she literally comes from my brain. Or maybe I'll throw her up. I don't know the exact mechanics of this, but she will physically be here somehow.
You don't know.
I don't know.
By what he said is wherever that person is, they have to appear. That's the whole. Obviously, he designed this thing so that if someone's trying to fuck with your brain and hack it, you can bring them to you and fucking choke them to death with your bare hands. Seems like it's probably something he's done before. So, but he didn't give you any specifics about how many feet away they'll be.
All right. Well, then, Mav, get ready to Sparta kick if need be. I'm ready for this.
All right. Can I whistle for my dog real quick?
Yes, actually, you can.
Actually, this is a great idea. Okay.
Because then she can't teleport away.
That's exactly right. I wasn't even
Very
thinking
good
about
idea.
that.
So the canolith, as you whistle, you're inside this solid. It's probably I would imagine the stone of the walls is kind of high, and then it's glass ceiling, and so it's a solid stone. And he just busts ass through it with spiky armor all over him. This metal fucking harness that looks awful, and he just clang with his giant horrible spiked tongue, and he
Beautiful.
comes up to you and starts snuggling you with his head.
I pet him.
As
Good
it's
boy.
just the worst sound.
Sit. All right. Mav,
Psychotic.
turns towards Esther, kind of looks at him, takes a few steps away so there's a good amount of space between them, but so that he's still facing him. He sits down. He doesn't really know what meditating looks like. He hasn't really seen anyone do it, so he kind of just like sits and crouches down.
Just like
Yeah.
trying to empty his mind. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's like trying to empty it, but then it's like, ice cream. No, stop it. Stop thinking about ice cream. Can you guys, about my dog? Did I feed my dog? Stop thinking about it. It's just like trying to get rid of all these thoughts. Trying to get in touch with the symbiote.
Okay. Oh, with this thing.
First,
Not
yeah.
with her.
He wants
Okay,
he
I
wants
thought
to
you were
touch.
trying to
No,
okay.
once I talk to the symbiote, then I'm gonna get in touch with her.
What are you doing?
I need your help.
With what?
I'm gonna have a visitor in here soon. And I need you.
That lady again?
Yeah, I need you to like destroy her to the best of your ability. Like we're both gonna try to beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, okay. Can I bite her?
You can do anything you want. Just I need her not to be functional.
I think I have an idea.
Okay.
Well, what are you gonna do? Is she gonna pop in this weird dome?
If she needs to, hopefully you and I can handle it. But if not, I'm gonna need you to try to hold her down as much as you can. Like be bubbly or whatever the fuck you need to do. Be heavy, turn into a Kirby brick. I don't know what you can do in my brain, but if it goes sideways, then yes, she's gonna be in here. If not, it's just gonna be you and me.
Okay, but I need something from you first.
Why does everyone
I need you
The
to eat.
Corona.
I just need you to eat somebody.
Somebody
Yeah, specifically somebody's brain. Somebody kind of smart, maybe.
smart.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They don't have to be smart, but humanoids, they do pretty good. Not
A goblin won't work?
No,
God
they're
damn
too
it.
stupid. Eat one of the prisoner's brains, and it'll juice me up.
Okay. Stay here. I mean, you can't really go anywhere, but stay here.
I'll stay on you. How's that? Literally where I live now.
Mav looks up at Esther. Do you have any prisoners? Like humans?
Human prisoner, please.
A few moments through the hole that the canal broke, you can see Gore dragging in just one of the humans that you have captured. Oh! As he's being dragged, and Gore brings him and steps on his lower back, and the guy's like, ah! Ah! Just kind of, for some reason, slowly moving his arms and screaming. I don't know why.
This is horrible. The canalith's mouth is like a big circle, right?
Yup.
I want to take him like a can opener to the person's head
Oh no, don't do that! That's where my brain is kept!
and just like spin him around.
the Gala turns his head to bite this way, and then essentially, oh, I know what he was gonna do. So he gets down like on his tummy and crawls over to him and goes and bites completely around. The guy goes, "Wait, I have so much more love to give." As the teeth go through the skull just a bit,
And then the alligator flips.
so the Caterer looks at you, waiting for you to give the classic doggy command.
Roll over.
Roll over. And while Gore is standing there, you see him go, as he just saw blades through the top of the man's head, and the brain comes spilling out as the man goes, "I need them!" He dies.
I'm gonna throw
Jesus
up.
Christ.
And Gore goes, and starts stomping on the man's back angrily and joyfully, because now he thinks that this is what we're doing.
Gore, use the body and paint on the front wall.
What's wrong with this? Mav like grabs the brain. The brain takes him, just like scoops it out.
About the brain part.
And he just
And you're standing there looking at a brain, and you hear him go,
Oh, that's the stuff. Yeah, just shove that in your mouth. Oh, that's great. Just tear it apart. Tear it apart.
and he's just, you can feel the hunger that he's looking at this. You can feel it in you. He wants to eat this.
Right. I eat it.
Do you eat it? Okay. So you
He told me to
probably
eat
could've-
it. So I
Yep.
assume.
he could probably make a mouth, but fuck it. You dig in and start ripping into this brain. Esther, how do you feel watching this?
Probably
Bored.
used to it by now.
Bored? No, you said it.
This is like kindergarten
I'm
for him.
outside.
You eat the brain. You look outside and you see Gore going, and he's just
I
painting
chuckle.
with the part of the man's head, and he's painting a big smiley face on the wall.
That's so
Right.
bad.
Mav, you finished it. As you finish with the brain, it's pretty good, and you hear this thing. Okay, I'm ready.
Who is it? Little John? I just hear, okay!
Bring on the brain, lady.
Alright, I get back and do a squat. An awkward demon typing squat.
Yep.
I empty my brain as much as I can. And with as much intent as I can put out there, I've thought about what you said and you're right. Tell me what I need to do.
You are allowing yourself to speak with her, correct? She doesn't have to fight her way in?
No.
Okay. Then, because you are allowing her into your mind, you are no longer in the dome. You are in an office, a fine office, a nice oak desk sits there. There is a one of those like classic like therapist armchairs, you know, the big red chairs for you to sit in. She is sitting behind the desk, with pencil in hand with her little clipboard as she has been carrying. Well done. Please have a seat. And we're going to stop right there and cut to Astrid and Headhunter. Did you guys want to do anything where because you guys are both handling the forces right now, you are replenishing your forces and the human forces. Are you sending them to the tree, or are you sending them? You're keeping them in Brightopolis, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys in communication at all? Because you guys seem to be planning the militarization right now. Are you guys communicating? Is there any sort of like plan between you two? We did an Esther Mav thing. I'm just saying,
I'll be communicating to Astrid. Astrid, do we have those inmates at Brightopolis from the other place?
Mm-hmm. There, a couple of them, a good couple of them died, but you do have a bunch that decided to join you because they're like, "Fuck the kingdom, fuck the king, fuck all this, let's fight." And you have a good amount. Don't you?
Yeah, they're still here.
And there's like cultists and them like training together.
You have no more cultists. John is trying to make more, but that's going to take some time to bring back cult. But
not cultists, but plenty of undead, and I guess we can call them POWs.
I guess
Future soldiers.
Future soldiers is a better way to say that. Let's say future soldiers.
They would probably be the best. I know we're not really game planning right now, but they would probably be the best like infantry. Like the first cannon fodder is the inmates and the undead, and then the goblins, and then the rest of the squads. But do they need any kind of like training or supplies or anything, or are they kind of self-sufficient out there right now?
I don't think they need any training. Honestly, we're probably going to put some bombs in some of them, the human ones, and send them in. So, to make more undead.
Okay, well, I'm making a ton of bombs. A ton of bombs as we speak, so that might help.
That's good. That works.
Are you speaking about the prisoners that you freed, or the people that you are now recruiting?
No, the people.
The people?
Not the prisoners.
Okay. The people that you're forcing to join your army,
Yes.
you are going to put bombs inside of them.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
That was the plan.
It was. You are correct. Actually, you have wine in creating those. He has created those.
Yep.
Did you head under? Did you want to inspect the troops at all? Like come to where Astrid is and see what she's been creating?
Yeah, because I really left all the training in the hands of the generals for the goblins and the gnolls.
if you remember, you kind of trained, like you definitely trained shoot with guns and stuff. Like you've trained them all pretty well and helped them, and now it's time for them to pass it on and train.
You know what? Maybe I'll start the Future Soldiers program and train everyone in Brightopolis.
Okay, so you show up in Brightopolis and see this. What does he see? What is he looking at?
I would assume most of them are undead, but I mean,
a lot of them are undead, but there's probably a lot of people. Let's say that there's a sports stadium, and they are being housed in the sports stadium. That's like sort of a big sort of like little prison you've made for them, where they are supposed to start their training. So Headhunter, you show up. The guards are all zombies. As you walk through this desolated city, devastated city, there are a lot of zombies. There are a lot of undead.
People.
The what?
I thought there would have been more people who willingly went with us.
nope, surprisingly not.
It's bad.
But we're still going to use them anyway. They don't go to waste.
Zombies are unintelligent, right? They can't be taught.
One of them goes ah, but you're not sure if Astrid made him do that or not.
Yeah.
Ah, like how could you?
They're
I'm sorry.
definitely not on the same level as a living, breathing human.
I didn't think so. They still have feelings, though.
So this is my easy. So here is this massive stadium guarded by lots of zombies. You have, I'm gonna give you like a number after this. If you're gonna spend today, do you spend today doing the same thing again? Because you long rested?
Unless we think that we're going to be ready in game time today to start.
No.
Probably
Okay, then
not.
yeah, then I'll do
based
it.
on what he's
I'll
trying to
keep doing.
do. Oh God! All right, then you're gonna have a lot of undead things, by the way, because of that spell.
I was talking about the prisoners we broke out of the other place, Stronghold or something.
Holy Stone Mine.
Yes.
You have them. They are pretty. They are already like violent people.
Yeah.
And are totally willing to fight with you. The people she has, a lot of them are like, we're forced into this. It was either this or die. So a lot of them are sort of scared, and that's probably why they would be less efficient as fighters, and more efficient
as bombs,
as fodder or bombs. I'll say you probably separated like the young people that you were truly able to convince. You probably separated because they are willing to fight for you and fight for this. You have given them something to believe in. These people are all the people that are just scared, which they'd be better as bombs. So you have all these people who are supposed to basically are cannon fodder. What are you going to teach them? What are you
I wanted to train the ones that we broke out of prison because they were willingly coming to fight with us. So I was going to increase their skills. But I guess it doesn't hurt to try to persuade these people one last time before they turn into the undead or suicide bombers.
So the prisoners who are badasses and who you broke out of the prison, like the nasty fuckers who are like the bandits and the killers and stuff, they're all in the military base right now having fun. They're finding stuff. They're looting stuff. They are collecting all kinds of weaponry and shit. So you can get to them. This sports stadium is where all the little schlubs are being kept who are cannon fodder. So if you want to say anything to them, you can, or you can go and try to train the prisoners.
I'll just give one last persuasion speech to see if they value their lives enough to join us and fight willingly with us, or they're going to be turned into the undead and or die by explosives.
So these are the people who, I see. You're trying to root out who would make good warriors versus who are just okay. Yeah. What do you say to them?
Basically just that, say that I'm taking a few soldiers to fight with us, and anyone who doesn't come willingly will become a zombie or die in an explosion.
Perfect.
So I want you to roll persuasion
Intimidation?
Or intimidation. Intimidation. Definitely intimidation. I'm sorry. You're right.
Is it with persuasion since they've been seeing their brothers and sisters turn into zombies all day long?
Is it with advantage? Yes, it's absolutely with advantage. They're terrified.
So that was in that one. Let me try one more time.
Because it's advantage.
Oh, it's with advantage.
That's a 19.
Oh my god. All right. Plus what? Or is 19?
I don't have any pluses.
All right. You send waves of shock and terror through this crowd, and you see people begin to panic because you basically just told them, "I'm going to turn you all into zombies or bombs or whatever." So these people start freaking out, but amidst it, you see one man stand up, and because of what you did, this is how I'm gonna spin it. One guy stands up and goes, I could be a good soldier. I could be a good fighter. And he just jaws the guy next to him. And the guy's like, oh! And he goes, I'm not going to die. And he starts choking that guy. And you have caused these, like, fights to break out. And they begin to try to, because they don't know what you want. So they just start trying to prove that they can fight. Mm-hmm. And so people just start killing each other in this thing as you're looking at this kind of badass giant gladiator arena you just made.
I like it.
Like maybe like 1,000 people in it that are just going nuts. Some are terrified and trying to flee to the sides, but the zombies with spears are like, and they're like, oh god!
Oh
and people
God.
are just turned into this Hunger Games you have just created down there.
So a few more hours of this, and I'll have a handful of fighting ready soldiers.
So you're just gonna let this simmer and cook up. So, do you let him? Do you?
Yeah, no.
Okay, cool. So
What
you
am
guys
I
are just
gonna
standing
do?
there watching. Headhunter, you head over to the military base, and this is where a lot of prisoners were who escaped Holystone Mine, who have been fighting with you since you let them out, and gladly, willingly came and helped you take down Brightopolis. So as you enter, a lot of them are like taking fucking vehicles and weapons. A lot of them were probably mercs that made their way into this country thinking that they could make a living here, but quickly found the weird laws and shit had them arrested. So some of them know how to use this stuff. Mm-hmm. You see a helicopter land as a guy gets out, like wearing like big things, and he starts talking to some of the other ones, like, okay, so here's how we can do this. And it looks like they're already, some of them look kind of military trained, some of them not. Clyde Fowler and Sam Stryker are definitely here, and they seem to be overseeing a lot of these guys, kind of telling them
they're going to be, the two captains of this platoon. So I want to get on the PA speaker and basically tell everybody to who's going to fight in the big fight to remain on this base, utilize the barracks for their sleeping arrangements, and starting tomorrow, we're going to start training in squads, so we could be a lot more effective as a team during the big raid. So anyone who wants to join in the battle will be guaranteed a ton of gold. Anything they can find in the city, that includes even more firearms, and anything pillaging grants you'll get in the capital, because we're gonna take the capital over. So all the loot is up for grabs.
You hear cheers come from these people, these bellows of joy, and just warrior's call you just set out. This is a merc's dream you've just made, and they are loving it. So all of these, what are now kind of mercs, they were just, some of them were just killers, some of them were just dirty bandits, but now they are all becoming essentially mercenaries.
Dirty bandits.
They will fight if it means getting their vengeance and getting their gold, and they are excited for it.
So before I wrap my end up, I'm just going to go back to the stadium, take back with me everyone who survived, and then bring them to the barracks of the military base.
You see, so Astrid, you've probably been, you've been judging people, right?
Mm-hmm.
This has been, so Headhunters,
I trust him.
we see Headhunter walking back after making this announcement. You're walking back across the parking lot of the stadium where Astrid has created this horrible
conveyor belt of
this
death.
judgment. You see a ton of people being led to her. This is what the zombies have been doing. You see more zombies being created. As you walk by, a man goes, no, never, I shall never, Glock! And like 2 of the zombies just spear him with swords and pull out. And it's just as soon as his body drops, it begins to rise again as just these tendrils of dark energy fly from Astrid into him. And you just sort of walk past it because whatever, this is just sort of common. You go up the stairs of the stadium, you look, and there we go. You see a lot of blood, you see a lot of dead people, but you see a good amount of people still standing there as the zombies have sort of separated them, and they kind of separated themselves knowing that they were like, they did what they needed to do. And there's a lot of people, desperate, violent people that are left alive.
Excellent. So I'm going to go on my voice amplifier on my do I have my mask or did they take it for
so he took it. You have, it's a stadium, so you have like the,
I'll use that then.
I'll say there's some, I don't know, a little bit of power left in it. It doesn't matter. But you can use it. Most of the city's blackout, but you can talk.
I'll say congratulations, survivors. You can follow me back to the military base where you will have food and drink, and we'll take care of any wounds you may have sustained during tryouts. We start training tomorrow morning. And then I just wave them on.
There are no cheers coming from these people, but they do as they're told, and they go. As you but you're waste not, want not. You are wasting not. You are making sure that they are useful. As you two continue your recruitment, I'll call it recruitment. As you two are doing your let's put a friendly face on it. Oh God. We come back to before we're gonna end here pretty soon, but we come back to you standing in the office of Dr. Beatrice Trice, one of the champions and master of the mind, as she is looking at you, and she goes, and just as she says, "Have a seat." Oh, you're muted.
He does so.
Now then, there's something that you don't want to tell me. Or is it something that you're trying to hide from your group?
I'm surprised you really picked up on it. It's really hard for me to say this. It is. And Mav leans forward and he, kind of steeples his hands.
On her desk?
No, just like on his knees. Just like,
okay.
And he starts to look really broken up. And he's like, I just really don't like sprinkles on ice cream. I've tried it a couple of times and it's so hard for me to admit because I know it's a theory, and I'm guessing Mav is trying to stall until the bio whatever does whatever.
You can feel his presence. At first you can't, but as you are riffing, you guys all froze for me.
We're here.
Oh, you're coming back.
The 28 days later theme is on the orchestra playlist right now.
What is?
The 28 days later in the house.
Okay. So as you are like riffing, at first you can't feel him, and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, there they go.
He goes.
There he goes. He's stuck. Is he the one recording right now too?
I'm recording as well, but
okay,
we'll see what happens.
We lost him.
Oh,
there you are.
Hey, there I am.
There you are.
Okay.
You froze for a bit there.
We're almost at the end. I swear, internet, please. You can just about, you're at first worried, and then you can.
You keep starting to say something, and then it just freaks. I don't know how we're able to get through this.
This sucks.
This sucks ass. It's as soon as I start fucking talking.
All right, go.
Go.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes,
okay.
go.
As you start talking to him, you can feel him approaching, creeping and crawling his way through your mind. And just as he is getting closer and closer, Dr. Beatrice Trice looks to you and goes, stop. Mavicos, you can't hurt me here. I feel whatever your intent is. I can't read a mind so well, but
I know well enough to know that you're trying to hurt me somehow. Understand, you can't. I'm in control here. I am Dr. Beatrice Trice. I am the master of the mind. So this is nonsense, whatever your plot or plan is. So instead, maybe you just want to come clean. Maybe you just want to actually have some kind of inner peace and talk to me.
Mav sends a quick whatever prayer, and he says, well, aren't you cute? And he snaps, and he really hopes that something happens when he snaps.
You say, well, cute. Snap, and she at first, her like kind of like bored sort of look, her like bored and simply like scientific kind of mind looks at you like, oh, this is a waste of time. And suddenly the walls around you are speared with horrible blades. These green, sickening spikes come slamming in as the spikes begin to burn away the walls around. As she like, whoa, and all of them are torn away, and you see this sort of hellscape of acid and geysers spewing poison and these like green sort of tendrils that resemble this thing all around. And standing there large and terrible is this thin, sickly thin, spindly creature that is this organism, this thing, toxicity, as it pulls it off and goes and you just see these thousands of sharp teeth with poison spewing from its mouth as she looks up and goes, oh my. And I think we will cut there, and that will be the end, and we will save that for next time as you attempt to fight the champion in your mind.
Oh, now we're gonna have to wait 2 weeks to do that.
You will have to wait.
Oh no!
Possibly 3. We will see.
Oh my God!
Moving. I don't know what's gonna be going on. Possibly 7.
Are you getting more
maybe
by your dad?
We'll be in person for the
actually,
next one. If that's the case, maybe we'll be in person.
Yeah.
Oh man!
If it's like a month from now.
Oh man! If we set up our new house, that would be awesome.
Will we have enough space to be apart? How will we pick up with the masks?
Don't get concerned. We'll do this if it's too big of a pain in the ass.
The table, first of all, the table that we
hang
have.
out so long as like you social distance.
Yeah, the table that we have is pretty big.
But we can't mouth kiss when we see each other. What's the point?
COVID-19's over.
What'd you say?
COVID-19's over.
No,
I don't know.
But
first, let's say good night and goodbye. For now, we will continue this as soon as we possibly can. But life is what life is. So,
but Evan gets lots of daddy phone calls that we don't know.
A lot of daddy phone calls.
Multiple week-long daddy phone calls.
Let's play Fallout, Alex. Can you get your shit together and play some Fallout with us tonight? No, you can't. You have to be
too late.
Pumpkin.
Please,
I can feel the roots growing.
All right, guys. So, see you later. Take it easy.